Hey everyone, welcome to Hope for Survival YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to our new subscribers. Happy May to you. Yep, the year is almost half over. Can you believe it? In this video, I want to talk about the um, monthly threat matrix that I put together for myself and share it with you with what I believe are global, national, and local threats. And talk about why I believe China could be preparing for war and some of the impacts of the tariffs, as well as the ongoing domestic terrorist threat and other events I have listed. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's get into this. So I completed my monthly threat matrix, global, national, local, for myself and my community. And you should be doing the same. It's highly suggested. It helps you focus in on changing environments and where you may need to adjust your preparedness plans. So let's talk about the global, national, and local events. Things are transitioning. There's so much negative news and information out there. You got to be really careful, know where to go look, and there's reports you can access to find some of this information. So on the global scale, I've listed the top five as wars, tariffs, food shortages, natural disasters, and nations that are moving towards socialism. Wars, we have multiple fronts that could ignite at any time. Israel and the Middle East as a whole. There's efforts being made for ceasefires, and none of the ceasefires are holding at this time. President Trump came out today uh, and basically demanded a ceasefire truce in the Ukraine-Russia conflict, or he's going to put more sanctions against them. We'll see how well that holds, if at all. Food shortages, there's higher demand globally taking place right now for wheat, um, grain, um, beef, chicken, pork um, are all in high demand. I saw a report earlier today stating that in the European theater that the beef problem is not going to fix itself at the earliest till 20, I think it was 2030, 2032, something like that. So they're going to be looking to bring beef from other locations where it's already short. So the food problem globally continues to get worse. You can find more in-depth information on this following David Devine at Adopt 2030. He gives more of a deep dive into this topic. And also I have listed nations here in the southern hemisphere below the United States that are teetering with or showing signs that they're moving towards socialism. On the war front, I would like to point out um, China. There's a couple interesting things that are going on with China right now. China's economy is teetering on collapse. Because of the tariffs, they have laid off a million plus people who are out of work. They already have their own shortages of vital resources. And the last ships coming from the Pacific, i.e., China, are all coming into port this week on the West Coast. There are reports that the ports in Seattle are already closed. So everything that's coming in will hit this week. That means it'll take about 3 weeks for those resources to trek across to New York, if they can find enough trucks to move the supplies. There's trucking shortages due to bankruptcies and long distance fleet carriers. So it's going to start having an impact in your local stores. And even if the tariffs ended tomorrow, something that we've all got to take note of is a lesson that was learned during the COVID debacle back in 2021 through roughly 2023, 2024, is when things started to end and industry fired back up. It takes about 3 months for employees to be called back, industry started, products produced, loaded on ships, and then floated across to the United States and to other countries. So even if everyone has a happy face tomorrow, you're going to still feel some pain from this, because you can't just stop and start that fast. Something else that's not publicized a great deal is China. China has a law that all ships that are built must be dual purpose. They must be able to serve industry, and they can then be basically fitted and moved from industry over into the Chinese military for wartime purposes. That quickly makes them the largest fleet in the world. And based on some signs that China's showing right now, in two areas, it's you have to ask the question: is China possibly preparing for conflict? Issue one: if you follow the gold market, the price of gold had been skyrocketing, and then it would hit a lull and the price would have a drop. China has been buying an enormous amount of gold. It is not uncommon to see where China would buy roughly 3 million ounces of gold in a purchase. And then they turn around and they sell off 1 million ounces, and that impacts the price of gold and drives the cost down. And as soon as the price goes down, they turn around and they're buying 2 to 3 million ounces more at a lower cost. So they are manipulating the market for their own purpose and their own good, but they are stockpiling gold. Two, they have been buying an enormous amount of oil and petro. So much so that all of their tanks and ability to store the fuel and oil on mainland is full, and they have a large number of vessels floating that's full of oil and fuel. If you go back in history, this was a step that Japan made prior to World War II, because there's two key essentials you have to have in fighting a war, and that is the ability to purchase resources, gold, and fuel to move your vessels on the water, fly planes, and do ground maneuvers. So I would recommend you keep an eye on China. On a national level, I have tariffs, economy, wars, internal stability, terrorist threat ongoing, and our debt. Tariffs. we can all applaud the president for why he's going forward. Excuse me, he went forward with the tariffs to balance the playing field. A dollar for a dollar. Where for years and years the United States was basically taken advantage of. The problem is we're only a year, 2 years out of COVID, and many businesses are just starting to get their feet under them and hire back to have a full pool of employees. And now, if resources are not coming in, these businesses are going to have a really difficult time keeping employees and keeping the doors open. And this really will hurt family-owned businesses and even up to the large box stores, because we as a nation have grown to be so dependent upon foreign imports to our own detriment. Especially in pharmaceuticals. There's other key areas that resources we have to have for parts and automobiles and transportation, things of that nature, parts for drilling, parts for our grid, things of that nature. But the pharmaceutical, where we purchase 80 to 90% of our pharmaceuticals from China, with a few of those percents coming from India. If we start seeing where meds for the psychiatric patients who are living outside of care, and they don't have these meds, you're going to start having difficulties with people being able to have stability on the street and in homes, and it's a deep concern. Internal stability, it continues all the way down to local communities, depending where you live at, with the left haters, and even the right haters, and just a total divide of people can't just sit and have a conversation and have a difference of opinion anymore. That continues to get worse. The terrorist threat continues. There is not a lot of conversation on this topic, but the threat remains. It's still out there, and we all need to be vigilant in our day-to-day life. Hospitals, schools, shopping malls, public venues, things of that nature, restaurants. So keep your head on a swivel. And the never-ending debt problem. We'll see how the debt problem goes. There's some upcoming tax cuts coming, which is probably going to add to that debt. If we end up drawn into a conflict or a war, you're probably going to see that debt go up even further. So as of right now, there's no signs that the debt's going to improve. So these are all national issues that could very well impact an enormous number of local communities, whereas your 5-mile range, 5-mile radius. So in the 5-mile radius, the tariff impacts will start hitting all locations soon. Family-owned businesses and restaurants will be hit the hardest. Many of them went out of business during COVID. Those that survived are going to get hit again, sadly. Job losses and cuts. A lot of layoffs and things are taking place now due to the economy, also due to AI, robotics are taking the place of human jobs. And the World Economic Forum stated about 2 or 3 months ago, by 20 2028, 2030 time frame, 40 to 60% of people who are currently employed will lose their jobs due to AI and robotics. Personal debt is at its highest ever. The number of people who are behind on mortgages, they're behind on car payments, they're behind on credit cards. This problem continues to skyrocket. And if you've been through the 5 Mile Radius class, I talk about the impact that these problems can have on your local community. Political divide, again, to the lowest levels. The number of people who cannot have the love for America above their hatred for the other political party is, it seems like every month it just goes to a new high. And rhetoric coming out of Washington, D.C. and the media continues to throw gasoline on these fires. So, based on this information, again, dependent where you are, I think that the tariffs and the food shortages and natural disasters and terrorist threats domestically should have you at least in a soft yellow. That's a soft yellow alert capability. Be alert to where you are. Think outside the box. Stay left of bang. Know and understand the OODA loop, and be able to process what you see quickly and make decisions to keep you and your family and your community safe. So again, this is the update for May, and I hope you got something out of this information. Use it wisely. Okay, so there you have it for May 2025. Now the question is, what are you going to do with this information? A lot of this is information that is global and national. It may not impact you on the local level. However, there's a couple listed that could impact you on the local level, that being primarily tariffs and the domestic terrorist threat that is ongoing in our country, and in some regions and locations, the political divide that continues, the hatred that's being pumped out between political parties and the media. So what I say to you is, I would highly recommend that you have your daily alert level at a soft amber. This is green, go, amber, caution, and red is hot. I would have a soft amber in my day-to-day planning, in my day-to-day functions. Rotate your routes. Don't be predictable. You want to be a hard target. Think outside the box. Stay left of bang. Know your OODA loop. Again, be able to see, identify, process quick, come to a decision in seconds. No secondary routes out of locations that you may go to. If you're out and away from home, make sure you harden your domestic quarters where you live at. Dust off your plans. If you have plans, you should have plans. If I know you and you've been with Hope for Survival for several years, please don't tell me you don't have plans yet. So you want to just have a lot of your basics. Know how to use your equipment, have backup spares, have batteries recharged, have an alternative source for power, solar, candles. There's all kind of things that you can use to provide light. We're in the mid between winter and summer right now, so it hasn't got blazing hot yet. You can survive a little while without something to cool you down, but they do make tower fans that you can use and run off of solar generators. Jackery, Blue Eddy, several of them You can run these tower fans off of them to give you some cooling. So think it through. Things are getting tighter. These tariffs, if they continue to go on, these tariffs could be a cause for an escalation and potential other conflicts and wars. And there's with the other regions in the world right now in Central Asia and the Middle East and the Pacific realm, Asian theater, hot right now with wars and possible wars, Southern, Eastern Europe. It's things are getting kind of iffy out there. So be smart, take care of yourself, get yourself ready, pray that nothing happens. The point is not to be fearful, not to panic or anything like that. Many of you have been preparing long enough that you have most of the essentials already in place. It's just a matter of knowing what you have, where it's at, does it work, what do you need to top off to solidify the different areas: food, water, shelter, security, communications, medicinal, and so forth. So take care out there. Don't forget to count your blessings. We still live in the greatest nation on earth, and don't forget to give thanks. If you like this video, please hit like. On the videos we post, we get about a 10% thumbs up like. So if you like this video, please hit like. The algorithms help us. If you have not subscribed, I would ask you why you haven't. So I'm not going to, but why haven't you? So consider subscribing and sharing with those that you love and care about, and bring them into the Hope for Survival journey. Till next time, Bravo Echo out.